Hey guys, this is Jeff on the Entrefied podcast. If you're new to Entrefied means entering into your success. We look for habits and values and tips and tricks that hopefully will help you be more successful in your life. So we also talk about things that will bring you success, I believe. One of the things that we'll talk about today is we're going to be talking about just waking up 10 minutes early. It's a good habit, which we got a lot more than that, but that's just the first thing. So start where you're at. That's one of the most important things. And try to become better where you're at. So many people, they want to go so hard at things, and then the next thing you know, they burned out. You know, it's very important that you just kind of start slow. And it's a very important thing to realize where you're at and take small progressive action toward what you want to accomplish. It's a lot more powerful, I think, a lot of times than achieving a huge thing, because one thing you accomplish and that's it. But if you keep making those small improvements day after day consistently, they add up a lot of times to be more than the big thing. So try waking up 10 minutes earlier. Some of you out there may think, well, I don't want to wake up earlier at all. I think it's important to wake up earlier, to get going faster, to get going earlier. And that's one of the first things I want to talk about right now. Later, try for an hour or more, but right now, just try for 10 minutes. Find a way to make small improvements, guys. That's one of the most important things that I want to talk about today, like waking up 10 minutes earlier, and then start to recognize the patterns in your life. There's patterns of things that you can do better, that you can kind of tweak. You can hack your life, so to speak. So you're making little progressive small actions that, I think lead to a happier life. That may sound crazy to you to actually, start doing little things that make you happier. A lot of people, they look for meaning in life and things like that. And I'm not saying this is the meaning of life, but I am saying if you'll start doing little things that are just a little bit tweaked to your life, just a little bit better, I think it does make a difference. So start noticing those patterns, not just sleep, but things you could do better. Then start making changes in your life. This week has been probably one of the best weeks that I've had as far as being productive and feeling good. And, there was a time this week that I actually started trying to apply different things. And some of the stuff that I talk about here, I'm going to talk a little bit about that right quick, but I'm not going to have a long podcast, hopefully. I want to get straight to the point. But one of the things I do want to mention this, I had 2 exceptional days this week where it's a lot of little things. But the attitude, my mindset was right. And I got to thinking, why do I feel so good about this? I'm actually operating on less sleep. I'm doing a lot more. What is it? And it's because I started doing those little things. I started waking up a little earlier, and I started making the list, and I had my list of things that was already ready for me. I got started right away, those type of things. But I want you to encourage you to start to realize that these small things I'm talking about, yeah, they're just little small things, but it does something to you to start accomplishing small things. It's like your mind wakes up one day and says, hey, this person's serious about, making accomplishments and getting stuff done. And it's like you get more energy and you get more want to because you become more passionate about it. But it's subconsciously. I know that kind of sounds strange, but it's like there's this energy this week with me. And it's because of that. I really feel like it's like my mind's woke up and says, hey, you're doing better here. And you need more energy. Let me give you more energy. May sound strange, but don't be surprised that those little things, you keep doing those things, you start, hey, I'm happier. I'm accomplishing more. I feel better. When you start doing good things, more good things come to you. So when you wake up early, I'm going to go through these right fast. When you wake up early, find something to look forward to. That's very important. Not something you're going to hate doing. Maybe 5 to 10 minutes worth of stretching or deep breathing, coffee, maybe something that's not a burden to you. So you're not like, oh, I just hate this. Here's another little tip for you. Carry one notebook. This is something that I've started this week. I really enjoy this. I've had different things. I mean, I've got different apps, or software, I should say. And the thing of it is, not that I don't use those anymore, because I do occasionally, but a lot of times this week anyway, specifically, I have used one. I'm working out of one notebook, and in the back of that notebook, I have like description notes, and I have a list in the front. So I can, like, if I need to just switch gears and take notes on a project or something that's going on, I flip to the back of the book. But right there, I have one book that carries everything. I hope that, gives you some value, guys, because it really has helped me. I didn't realize how powerful it was, until I did it. So make your bed. This is another little tip that you can do. Make your bed when you first get out of it. Remember, even the small things, as I've been talking about, adds up mentally. It puts you in a positive mindset, I think. And it also, it just kind of gives you that extra thing. And it makes your mood better. I know it sounds strange, but if you just start being more productive in a small way, I think it's going to increase your chances of being happier in your day and feeling like you've accomplished things. Try to have productive days, but also have those days in the week that it's a little lighter. Don't load the wagon all week so heavy that you can't move. Have a little lighter days. Maybe it's a day for you. Maybe it's days. But, do schedule those productive days. When a task comes to you, try to knock it out quickly and get over it real fast. That way you don't even have to think about it. Just knock it out. Because sometimes when we get overwhelmed, it's because we have so many things coming at us. And we're like, well, I'm not even through with the first thing. Well, what if you could just start knocking those things out and become 100% better than where you're at right now at getting things done? And you probably can. You may say, oh, no, I can't do that. Let me tell you, when you start making those little positive things, there's just something there. I'm telling you. The next thing you know, you'll be knocking things out quicker, getting it done better. So try to work the whole time you're working. That's the next thing I want to talk to you about. Meaning, have a dedicated focus. When you're working just halfway, you don't have a really dedicated focus, and you're not really accomplishing what you could, which is momentum. And you get into this zone type of thing where you're just knocking things out. Get in the zone by having a dedicated focus during the time that you're working. You say, well, I do that all the time. If you do that all the time, you'll probably have a lot better results. You'll probably get to the point where you're having a lot better results because you get to in the zone and it's like everything's popping, it's clicking. You know what I mean? So if you get to that point, you'll recognize it because it's not a common thing with a lot of people. They get to the point where they're doing their life, they're doing their thing, they're living their life. But those people that live in the zone have energy, they have passion. I hope you get that. Next, look for that next thing you could do to make you better. And let me talk about tomorrow. You don't have to accomplish all this today. Just pick one little thing today. And maybe you want to work on that, for the next week. I don't know. But when you feel comfortable, when you feel it's right, get to the point where you can add stuff on tomorrow. And then you just keep repeating that process. You're always looking for things that you can do better. Keep what you've done consistently. Keep doing that. But keep adding good. Keep adding something a little bit better. So you may be thinking, what is that? You're talking all the way around it. It can be just simple things like waking up early, or it could be, okay, after you do that, maybe instead of starting a little bit later, you start a little bit earlier. Maybe you wake up 5 or 10 minutes earlier and you start stretching and you start doing your breathing exercises, or you have coffee, or right before you go to bed, you take a little breathing break, or, with coffee or something, or you read a book, or, it can be taking a walk. It can be different things for you. Find out what motivates you, what gets you to that next level. And that means where you're in a positive mindset. And a lot of times I really feel like it has to do with learning. I don't know what it is about that, but it's like we are made to be productive. We are made, I really feel like, to continue learning. And I don't know what it is about that, but when I learn something new, I feel a little bit more accomplished. I hope this makes some sense to you guys, but always be looking for the next thing to improve. It gives me crazy energy, guys. This last week has been it's been really good. And, fine tuning some things. Don't do too much. Just do a little. Find those little things. I hope it makes sense to you, because a lot of this you have to put together yourself. It's theory. Yes. It's practical. Yes. But you have to ask those questions. How does this apply to me? How can I make this work? And I hope you ask that question in your life. But for now, I hope you've enjoyed this podcast, and we'll see you next time, guys. Bye-bye.